Before I tell you this story, hit that subscribe button, because I promise you this. If you stay until the end, you'll hear a twist so shocking, you won't believe it actually happened. It started with a phone call at exactly midnight. The kind of call that makes your stomach sink before you even answer. On the line, a voice I hadn't heard in years. Cold, sharp, almost gleeful, whispered, "They finally found out what you did." My blood froze. For a moment, I thought it was some kind of sick prank. But then came the second sentence. "Check your email. It's already begun." I didn't even want to look. But curiosity mixed with dread pulling me to the screen. The email was simple. No words, no threats. Just one attachment. A photograph. And in that photograph was the proof of a secret I thought I had buried forever. A secret so dangerous, so destructive, that if it ever reached the wrong hands, it wouldn't just ruin me. It would burn everything connected to me, my career, my friends, even my family. I sat there, staring at the screen, unable to breathe, and then I saw the sender's name. It wasn't a stranger. It wasn't an enemy. It was someone from my own family. Someone who had once sworn to protect me. That was when the real nightmare began. The next days felt like a twisted game. Anonymous text said dawn. Envelopes slipped under my door with fragments of documents I thought I had destroyed. Clues placed where only I would find them. A photograph inside my car. A USB drive left in my mailbox. Each one proving the same thing. Whoever was behind this didn't just know my secret. They had been watching me for years. At first, I thought it was revenge. But the more I looked, the clearer it became. This wasn't about revenge. This was about power. About control. About breaking me from the inside out. And then a memory hit me like a brick. A conversation years ago. A promise made in whispers. "If you ever cross me, I'll make sure you lose everything." Back then, I thought it was just anger. Empty words. Now I realized it had been a warning. So I began tracing every clue, every digital fingerprint. I dug into old passwords, scoured years of forgotten emails, even discovered hidden cameras in my own home. And the deeper I looked, the darker it got, because the enemy wasn't just close. The enemy had been inside my life all along, smiling at dinners, shaking hands at family gatherings, pretending loyalty while secretly building a trap around me. But here's the thing they didn't know. They weren't the only one who had kept secrets. I had mine too. Evidence, contracts, hidden recordings, things I had stored away, not out of fear but instinct, things that if revealed could flip the entire game. And when I finally placed everything together, when I confronted them with the evidence in my hands, their mask cracked, the calm, calculating smile twisted into pure hatred. And in that moment, I understood what they really wanted. It wasn't just about me. It was about inheritance, about money, about power. And I was nothing more than the obstacle standing in their way. They thought they could blackmail me. They thought they could corner me into silence. But what they didn't realize is that I had learned something long ago. Sometimes the most powerful weapon isn't rage. It's patience. I didn't scream. I didn't fight. I didn't seek revenge with fire and fury. Instead, I did something colder, smarter. I handed the evidence to the right people. Lawyers, investigators, journalists who live for stories like this. And then I waited. One by one, their lies collapsed. One by one, their allies turned away. And when the truth finally became public, it wasn't just their reputation that shattered. It was everything. The money, the power, the legacy they had tried to steal. All gone. And me? I didn't lift a finger. I simply watched them drown in the very trap they had built for me. Weeks later, I saw them again. They looked thinner, older, broken. The arrogance was gone, replaced by something else. Fear. They whispered, "You ruined everything." I stirred my coffee slowly, calmly, before answering. "No, you ruined yourself. You just never bothered to read the fine print." And that's the truth. People think revenge is loud. Explosion screams chaos. But they're wrong. The sweetest revenge is silent. It's patient. It's letting someone dig their own grave while you stand above, holding the truth they tried so hard to bury. When they said I was replaceable, they weren't wrong. I replaced myself, and I left them with nothing. So, when I think back to that midnight call, I don't feel fear anymore. I feel clarity, because betrayal doesn't always come from enemies. Sometimes it comes from the people closest to you, the ones too blind, too greedy, too foolish to see your worth until you're gone. And when they finally realize the damage they've caused, when everything they built collapses piece by piece, when they whisper, broken and desperate, "Who the hell did we just try to destroy?" I don't need an answer, because deep down they already know. And I'll tell you this, that's exactly what happened. They dug, and I just smiled,